seeing no other lights on, I just want to make one comment, not so much to the members of this commission who understand well what the potential impact of this is, but for those skeptics about whether recommendations like this can make a difference, we've often talked about Massachusetts, who did something like we did back in the late 1980s, early 1990s. And of course, we all know the incredible growth in student performance. They came to school on what we had been doing, though. And they had a superintendent who said that they learned from our work. They had not closed the achievement gaps. They had to go back and do some of the things we have done in our recommendations to really get it right. But just think what has happened in Massachusetts for anyone who thinks this can't work. As you know, they oversample so they can be considered a country. Guess where they stand? They are tied for #1 in reading in the world. They're tied for #2 in science in the world. They're tied for #10 in mathematics in the world. When they started their reforms, Maryland and Massachusetts had the same per capita income. Today, their per capita income is $8,000 higher than Maryland's. And it is attributed to the increased education level of the citizens of the state of Massachusetts. That's what can happen in Maryland. And so with that, I will now call for a vote and would ask, raise the hands.
Yeah.
All in favor, please raise your hand. Okay. Opposed? Okay. You got the names, Rachel? Okay. 30, right. Okay, now I'm going to take the prerogative of the chair. We're essentially done, but one thing is we would like to take a picture of everybody. So if you don't mind staying around a few moments, we have someone with the camera to do that picture. But I just have to say, and I'm somewhat repetitive of the beautiful comments that have already been made, but I just think this is a historic moment for our state. It truly is. After 3 years, the commission has produced a report that is fully responsive to the charge we were given. Several people have mentioned that it isn't perfect. It couldn't possibly be perfect. Look, this is so comprehensive. What an incredible reform. And we've based it on projections going out into the future. Nobody knows the future perfectly. It's not perfect. But it's damn good. And it can be tweaked as we go along. It should be tweaked. So I just have every confidence that what we have done is going to make an enormous difference, and if fully implemented, is going to give Maryland, for its children and its future, a school system as good as any in the world. Of course, I want to thank Rachel and the DLS staff. You know, I just cannot tell you how much I admire these people. They work so hard. They are the unsung heroes, not just of this commission, but all that goes on in our General Assembly. So, Rachel, I just want you to know, and all of the people that you work with, how inspirational you are, truly. And of course, we owe a lot to APA and Justin and his team. My goodness, they just stuck with us and provided such good information. And Mark and Betsy and NCEE. Every time I talk about this and talk about finding NCEE, I say sometimes manna really does drop from heaven. And that was NCEE into our process. But I also want to give a very heartfelt thanks to all of you on the commission. I feel like I have 25 new friends, maybe 28 because 3 had to drop off. It's 28. And I'm going to miss you. I truly am. I just hope, though we won't get together regularly like this anymore, that we can stay in touch, because I just value what you all have done so much. We've had our disagreements, we've had sharp comments, but at the end of the day, we all knew what we were working on and why it was so important, and we stuck together to make it happen. And then I just want to say personally how enormously proud I am of the product we have developed. I've been in professional life for 55 years, and I consider this to be the capstone of my professional career, and potentially the most important thing I have ever worked on in my life. So I just want to end by thanking all of you for making this possible. Very much. Thank you. Thank you.